Chapter 5. The scripts fell from my hands. I turned and made a dash for the stage. I heard kids shouting and crying out in surprise. "She just disappeared," I heard Corey's utter. "But that's impossible," a girl shrieked. Zeke and I scrambled on stage together. "Miss Walker, where are you?" I called. "Miss Walker?" Silence. "Miss Walker, can you hear me?" Zeke called. Then I heard Miss Walker's faint cry for help. "I'm down here," she called. "Down where?" Zeke cried. "Down here." Down below the stage? That's where her voice seemed to be coming from. "Help me up," Miss Walker called again. What's going on here? I wondered. How come we can hear her, but we can't see her? I was the first to spot the big square hole in the stage. Zeke and the other kids gathered around it. I stepped to the edge of the opening and peered down. Miss Walker stared up at me. She was standing on a small square platform 5 or 6 feet below the stage. "You have to raise the platform," she said. "How do we bring it up?" Zeke asked. "Press that peg over there on the stage," Miss Walker instructed. She pointed to a small wooden peg to the right of the trap door. "Got it," Zeke cried. He pushed down the peg. We heard a clanking sound, then a grinding sound, then a groaning sound. Slowly, the platform came rising up. Miss Walker stepped off the platform. She grinned at us and brushed off the back of her blue slacks. "I forgot about the trap door," she said. "I could have broken a leg or something, but I think I'm okay." We all gathered around. Zeke dropped down on his hands and knees, staring at the trap door. "I forgot to mention the best part about this play," Miss Walker told us. "This trap door was built for the first production of The Phantom. It was totally forgotten. It's never been used in a school play. Until now." My mouth dropped open. A trap door! How awesome! Miss Walker reached down and tugged Zeke back from the opening. "Careful, you'll fall," she said. "I lowered the platform earlier. I forgot it was still down." Zeke climbed to his feet. I could see he was really interested in that trap door. When The Phantom was first supposed to be performed, Miss Walker told us, the school had this trap door built so the Phantom could disappear or rise up from below. Back then, it was a very impressive special effect. I turned my eyes to Zeke. He seemed about to explode with excitement. "Am I the only one who gets to use in the play?" he asked eagerly. "Can I try it now? Please?" "Not yet, Zeke," Miss Walker replied firmly. "I still need to have it checked out for safety reasons. Until it has been checked, I don't want anybody fooling with the trap door." Zeke was already back on his hands and knees, inspecting the trap door. Miss Walker cleared her throat loudly. "Is that understood, Zeke?" she asked. Zeke glanced up. He sighed. "Yes, Miss Walker," he muttered. "Good," Miss Walker said. "Now let's get back to our seats. I'd like to read through the play once before we leave today, just to give you an idea of the story and the characters." We returned to our seats. Zeke's expression caught my eye. I'd seen that look on his face before. His forehead was wrinkled, and his left eyebrow was up. I could tell he was deep in thought. It took more than an hour to read through the play. The Phantom was really scary. It was about a man named Carlo who owns a very old theater where plays and concerts are performed. Carlo thinks the theater is haunted. It turns out that there really is a phantom living in the basement. His face is scarred. He looks like a monster. So he wears a mask. But Carlo's daughter, Esmeralda, falls in love with the Phantom. She plans to run away with him, but her handsome boyfriend, Eric, finds out. Eric is in love with Esmeralda. He tracks down the Phantom in a secret home in a dark passage far beneath the theater. They fight, and Eric kills the Phantom. This breaks Esmeralda's heart. She runs away, never to be seen again, and the Phantom survives as a ghost. He will haunt the theater forever. Pretty dramatic, huh? I think we all enjoyed reading through the play. We could see that it was going to be a lot of fun to perform. When I read my lines as Esmeralda, I tried to picture what it would be like to be in costume, saying the lines on stage. Once, I glanced back and saw Tina mouthing my lines silently to herself. She stopped when she caught me watching her. She frowned at me the way she always does. Tina is totally jealous, I told myself. She really wants to be Esmeralda. For a moment, I felt bad for Tina. I didn't like Tina very much, but I didn't want her to hate me because I had the part she wanted to play. But I didn't have much time to think about Tina. I had a lot of lines to read. Esmeralda was on stage a lot in this play. It was a really big part. When we finally finished reading the play, we all clapped and cheered. Okay, go home, everyone, Miss Walker instructed, waving us to the door. Start learning your parts. We'll meet again tomorrow. As I began to follow the other kids to the door, I felt a hand pull me back. I turned to find Zeke pulling me behind a wide concrete beam. Zeke, what are you doing? I demanded. He raised a finger to his lips. Shh. His eyes were really excited. Let them all go, he whispered. I peeked out from behind the pillar. Miss Walker lowered the lights. Then she collected her papers and made her way out through the auditorium door. Why are we hiding here? I whispered impatiently. Zeke grinned at me. Let's try out the trap door, he whispered back. Huh? Let's try it out quick. Why, there's no one in here. I glanced quickly around the auditorium. Dark and empty. Come on, don't be a wimp, Zeke urged, pulling me toward the stage. Let's try it out, okay? What could happen? I turned uncertainly to the stage. Okay, I said. Zeke was right. What could happen?